This is Franklin County Veterans Memorial in Columbus, Ohio. According to the state law, today is the last day for Ohio people to register as voters.
I registered right here.
Right here, today?
Right here today?
Today.
I find that very easy to be able to register and vote at the same time. It's such a complicated process to have to know the dates that you can fill out your registration form, to know where to send it into, to understand the absentee ballots, all of that stuff. It's just so easy for me to be able to register and vote on the same day. I waited in line. I filled out a paper registration ballot here. Somebody helped me do that. I stood in line. Somebody pulled me out of line and then brought me to another person who checked my registration in the computer, typed my registration into the computer. They brought me to a new person who explained the whole voting process to me, printed out my ballot for me, told me about all the different questions to answer, told me to look at both sides of it, told me how to fill out the forms and the oval. He was very thorough. Gave me the ballot, gave me my envelope, and sent me off to do my thing. Sealed it up in an envelope that had my name on it. It felt very official. I dropped it in that box. I don't think anybody has a key to that box.
By October 6, early voting in Ohio has already lasted for 1 week. Hit hard by job losses in its agricultural and industrial economies, Ohio has been a significant battleground state. From 1904 through 2004, the Ohio victor won the presidency 24 of 26 times. This year, whoever wins Ohio will likely win the election again. This year, for the first time in a presidential election, Ohio voters can cast an absentee ballot without having to cite a specific reason for voting early. It's also the first time voters can register and vote at the same time.
Ohio's always had early voting. It's nothing new. We've actually had it since about 1980. This is the first time, though, we've seen no-fault absentee voting, which prior to 2006, someone would have to say I was out of the county or I was out of the country, give a reason. You no longer have to give a reason. So people show up a lot more because they don't have to provide that reason.
In Franklin County, which includes Columbus, County Board of Elections has added staff and increased polling places. They hope that no-excuse early voting can help reduce our long waiting lines and increase turnout rate. In 2004, Franklin County election officials estimated that 5,000 to 15,000 frustrated voters turned away without casting ballots, partly because there were too few voting machines for too many new voters.
In 2004, there were very long lines, and a lot of people that I talked to didn't get to vote. It made me wonder whether George Bush really won the election.
As the last day for voter registration and early voting, more than 2,400 voters turned out to vote. In the past week, 9,239 voters cast their absentee ballots in person.
It's flexibility. It has accommodates my schedule. It really works. Rather than picking a November 6th where you could miss the date if any issues shows up. My wife knew before. She basically voted like a couple times, but she's not a regular voter. What happened is the issue is very high for her, and she wanted to vote this time to make sure she cast her vote because there are things that she feels compatible with the issues, and she decided this is the best time to vote rather than sitting home and just missing her vote to be counted.
I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
I go to the Columbus College of Art and Design. This is my first time voting. Ohio, I think, is more of a swing state than Texas is. I mean, Texas is pretty dead set how it's going to turn out. So I felt more like my vote here would matter, like it would have more weight.
I just heard that there's really long lines on election day. So I'm pretty busy and I don't want to wait so long. So today was only an hour, that's not too bad.
为什么你会支持奥巴马呢？
只是因为我不喜欢美国现在走的方向。
我只是想，世界看不上布什。
I don't know. Like when I was in Spain, people are like, "Oh, so you're American? You probably don't care about the environment. You probably don't recycle. You probably want to start war with a bunch of countries. You probably don't care what Europe has to say about certain global issues and just go ahead and do what you want." And I mean, I think that the United States should listen to what UN has to say, or that the United States should at least try to have a good reputation.